Leads him in assists, 16 a game, and he is a great free throw shooter. Remember that later in the game. All-time series, Carolina leads it 6-2. They've only met once in Louisville. That was in 1929. You see that game?
I was there. I worked the game. And right now, the Tarheels, thank you, Bill Guthrie and Bob Carpenter, go minute.
Free motion, lots of sets in the half court by the Cardinals. There's the jumper, a little bit long for Dion Edwards. Then they got it back, and it's over the baseline.
Pretty good hands by Max Owens there. Big thing, I think, for Louisville, they got to sneak in and get some offensive rebounds for Denny Crum.
650 wins. He got one against Tennessee State to get to that level. He's never been a head coach anywhere but right here. There's Edward flashing on top. In front of him.
They were complaining their half-court offense isn't what they would like. They need some easy hoops.
The kick to the wing. Nate Johnson.
That'll make it work. Good ball reversal. Carolina a little bit passive. Let them reverse it.
I could hear the crowd buzzing before that pass even got there. I think the folks at Freedom Hall knew it was going in.
Jason Forte doesn't need much room. Coda, very sound. Finds people. Gets in the lane and delivers.
And Tony Williams on a good switch a moment ago stepped out to stop him. Here's Capel, Haywood. They're going to dump it down there all night long from the right side. Max Owens is short, and there's the flush by Brendan Haywood.
There's the problem. You front where the ball is passed out. You don't regain position. Real strong follow. Tough look here.
Johnson looking in. That's the young point guard, Gaines, posting up. And the three for Nate Johnson.
How about Nate? 33% from... Boy, that just helped their inside people.
Well, elevate him to 40% now. That's 4 out of 10 this year from beyond the arc. So Louisville leads 5-2, first minute and a half. Nice back cut. And a good defensive play as Dion Edwards figured it out in time.
Good job collapsing. Reese Gaines has done a nice job. 2 games he had trouble with turnovers, but very sound. They can't keep going to the well. Nice offensive rebound by Williams.
He switches to the left hand, and Haywood rejects, and then he just rips the ball out of the hands of Dion Edwards. Here's Forte. That's going back the other way as Nate Johnson stepped in front of him beautifully.
Well, the break's never going to look the same without Ed Coda handling the basketball, but that's one of those plays where Joseph Forte, if he had given it up earlier, may have been able to get the basketball back. But the big guy stepping up his game is essential. I think Carolina's going to be a factor come in March. They can get some runouts on it. Forte here, just a little too deep.
Dion almost lost his arms on that play. And then Edwards drains it at the other end. Cardinals off to a hot shooting start. They're not that bad, 46% on the year, but usually not this good.
What a play by Johnson. Good read.
3 straight turnovers by Carolina. Here's Marques Maybin. Oh, he couldn't quite spin it off the glass. He did everything but finish.
He can get to the 10.
Here's Owens in transition. Pull up. Down it goes. Traffic. Capel. And Haywood's got his second putback.
And over the years, Carolina's big guys go rim to rim for just that little help.
Look at the transition. The scoop. The follow. It wouldn't go from Gaines and Edward, respectively.
Numbers.
Coda for Forte. We saw him break in unbelievably in Maui. He had 24 in his first game against SC, and he's been stroking it ever since.
And I had to talk him into giving him the MVP vote. He was unanimous, I think.
There was very little debate at our table, I know that.
He was solid. Great stroke. Great stroke.
Tony Williams. He is now 27 of 55. And, folks, that's over 50% beyond the arc.
He is their post defense and weak side help. You saw Johnson a trip or 2 ago trying to help.
Owens driving. He's been very active so far. And the junior from Macon, Georgia, rolls one home. Max Owens. 10-8 Cardinals.
The fatigue problem is here because Louisville will play a lot of people, but I don't think they have the size, depth necessary to compete with Carolina. There's a little half-court trap. 1-3-1.
Again, the stroke from the right side, but an air ball from Tony Williams. And the ball finds its way to Max Owens.
Coda puts pressure on you. Not afraid to make big pay.
Capel, nice pass fake.
How about that? That froze the D. He has played well the last few games, Jason. That small forward position seems to have made him a little bit comfortable. Now at the big forward spot with this group.
And the best news of all for Bill Guthridge, Jason Capel's back is feeling just fine.
One and done. One and done right now, Bob.
Yeah, I was going to say, Billy, forget about the shot clock on Louisville possessions. Owens from Forte.
You notice how hard Louisville's working at the other end for goals. Carolina, and now they're all explaining to one another, Louisville, whose fault it was. You just got to go play and get coordinated.
12-10, Tarheels take the lead. And the pull-up, it hangs up there forever before the freshman from Madison, Wisconsin, Reese Gaines, drops it in.
Now, he's a scoring point guard. Sometimes it hurts him a little bit because you got to get everybody organized, but he can light it up.
They're really getting out on Forte at the perimeter.
And they're switching the perimeter people. See the exchange there, Maybin?
It's the second time Tony Williams came out to get him, and he's much bigger. Here's Cota penetrating. Great look. Forte, and it counts. It's Joseph with 4, and Cota with a couple of assists already.
We used to call Sherman Douglas the general. A little bit quick, even though he made it, huh? They want to light it up.
With 8.
But Ed Cota, great floor leadership. Screen, little ball screen, get him to the lane, and then a pick on the side by Forte. And they got the duck in if they want it.
Forte goes baseline, hangs, ball deflected from behind. Marques Maybin, transition, 3-on-2 from the perimeter. It's well long from Nate Johnson, and Haywood pulls it down for Carolina.
Now, Carolina had run a nice play down this end, and Joseph Forte should have fan dribbled and dumped it to the big guy instead of forced shot. That's trying to learn the game, get that comfort zone. Very talented. See the help down there by Williams, everybody. Johnson sniffing around.
Yeah, 3 guys waiting to collapse on Haywood. That's one way you keep him from doing it. Jason Capel with 5 early points, and he's shooting 41% beyond the arc.
So much more and 46 overall. His dad along here watching him play. He's played very well of late.
Way Long with the 3, Tony Williams. Tell you what, we come on campus tonight, and an NBA game breaks out. I mean, they're hardly missing. 6.5 minutes in. Couple of turnovers early, but Haywood is controlling the iron right now.
Monday Night Countdown at 7 on ESPN.
PM class. It performs like a Mercedes, no matter where it goes.
You know, I've played in the U.S. and Canada, so I've got friends all over. That's why I use 10-10-220. It's only 99 cents up to 20 minutes and just 7 cents a minute after that within the U.S. or to Canada. So when I call my buddy Phelan here in the States, or my brother in Canada, it's just 99 cents all day, every day. With 10-10-220, all your calls can be under $1. Hey, little brother, go long. Falls for it every time.
Hey! Hey!
What will communications be when it finally grows up? Satellite? Broadband? Wireless? Fiber optic? With technologies from Agilent, communications can grow up to be whatever it wants to be. Let's see what this baby can do.
Well, Santa, the speed of this game, you're going to get to it quickly, but how about Cota? It's paradise where you can get into the lane and do some damage. Just a great feel and understanding. Head and shoulder fake into the lane. You draw the attention. Drive, draw, and dish, and a little kiss at the end by Joseph Forte. But Cota can make things happen, and I think Louisville has the problem at the other end. They don't have that guy that can turn the corner and create. They have to get it out of their half-court set.
Tarheels coming off the 82-73 loss at East Rutherford against the Hoosiers 2 nights ago. Chris Lang will check in for Carolina. Louisville forcing in the full court, and they'll get the turnover. Julius Peppers checks in for Carolina, number 45.
And he's 280, Bob. He's built like myself on my younger day, but nice little post pass here.
He will come out and challenge. The shot is short from Quentin Bailey.
Little screen across and the lob out of this out of bounds.
By a Hopper missing. Follow. Bailey. Finally it goes down.
They have to get after it and sets up their press. Carolina, nice ball move. They turn into a fast break. And, they wrong.
Going up for Peppers, who had a left-handed slam on his mind.
Well, it's always good to have a Peppers on the side when you're running a fast break. Julius, look at this body now, Bob. They say 280, and I asked a few people, but Cota once again to the side dish, and Julius has played well. Tennessee Tech, I saw some tape of. He played very well against Jeff Lebo's club, has a good understanding, and not a bad football player, they claim, huh? 16 tackles this year.
Defensive end.
Look at this. Nobody steps on his blanket. Wow.
That's not Julius. That's Sergeant Peppers.
He's the old Army. He's not Julius.
Oh, Peppers with his first point of the game. 18-17. Carolina, 7 minutes in. That was about the quickest moving 6.5 minutes out of the opening tip I've ever seen in a college game.
And there you just saw a little of the run and jump. Dean Smith years ago started that. And Bill Guthridge using it a little bit more this year.
On the perimeter, Kevin Smiley, who just checks back in.
By the way, have you read Dean Smith's book?
Not yet.
Ooh. You're missing a good one.
Too many travel arrangements lately.
Well, all that traveling you can enjoy, sit back, and he's nailed by the great names. A little over-penetration here, and a deflection. Cody gets the foul.
And that was Bailey reaching in to create the situation where Louisville would get the ball back.
But the reason I love the book, all the old great names that we grew up watching and how Dean developed his philosophy, the loyalty, the great feeling, the interaction of graduates going back from the Billy Cunningham era all the way through to the present. Good hand hedge by Lang.
Look on top. Hopper. Short. Kevin Smiley keeps it alive for the Cards. Well, Hopper not too shy coming off the bench.
Boy, not at all.
And Tobiah, who came into this game 13 for 36, guns one up that goes in. Chris Lang a touch in the backcourt for Carolina. He has really been racked up with injuries this year. Shin splints, the wrist, really banged up. They're without Firsticker right now, so they're a little short down low.
Nice front.
That's Tobiah Hopper. Already 6 Carolina turnovers. And at the other end, it's 2 for Quentin Bailey.
Not afraid to get to the rim. That's his game, sets up their press. They're doing a wonderful job fronting the post and causing problems.
And hustling for that deflection. Reese Gaines. It hits the Carolina hands of Terrence Newby on the way out. And Louisville, with all the Santa hats in the crowd, getting Freedom Hall rocking. 8.5 minutes in, leading by 3.
Lose the old snippers there, big fella. And get a hold of the Norelco Beard and Mustache Trimmer. A precise trim every time, guaranteed. So now you can be somewhat with it. Norelco, put it to the test.
Thinking about hair loss? Now there are effective FDA-approved treatments for men's hair loss. The sooner you make an appointment to see your doctor, the better. Or call 1-800-73-MERC to find out more. Merck, helping make hair loss history.
Do you know how to drive? How to say, hey, that's a foul in Japanese? Do you know where in the heavens to find a human voice? Where in your soul to find character? Do you know the shortest distance to a college degree is a straight line called discipline? Do you know how to walk it? Be all you can be.
to win over this crowd?
Electric stick!
You gotta perform. The new Norelco Quadra Action Razor with slots to cut long hairs and holes that get the short stubble for a quick close shave guaranteed. The new Quadra Action Razor. Norelco. Put it to the test.
High energy start to this one in Louisville tonight. 21-18 Cardinals. Tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, join ESPN for the 1999 Circuit City Bowl kickoff show. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Lee Corso detail and analyze all the upcoming bowl matchups. And for more on college football, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com.
Well, not bad defense in this thing. Now, you mentioned Hopper making the jump shot. How about the defense? The deflection here initiates the fast break. Bailey, terrific at going to the rim. They've got to make it a junkyard kind of a game. Dig, scratch, press, hype the tempo, get their press ready.
Carolina, no points. They haven't had time. They've turned it over 6 times already. Caleb Gervin is in the ball game.
Good outside shooter. When you see the arc on the shot, Bob, it's a roof scraper.
There's Brooks for Gervin. Around the perimeter go the Cardinals. Tobiah Hopper, short. Rebound Capel. And Jason Capel leads the Tarheels. Moving towards the game. Great look. Haywood lost it on the way out.
Nice look by Capel.
Other end. The switch to the right hand, and Kevin Smiley can't knock it down. Carolina will be called for a foul here. It'll be on Capel. It'll be his first.
Nice look by Haywood. I mean, you mentioned the ability to run the floor. You can see right down the center, and a wonderful look. And the recovery really hampered Haywood here, but that is going to punish your team. Hopper couldn't regain position. You got to protect it, be a little tougher and quicker. Brendan.
Smiley, well, long with it. Funny when you talk to the Louisville coaches about this club. The words long and lean seem to come up a lot. Smiley, one of those guys. So is their freshman point guard, Reese Gaines. Denny Crum knows he has an undersized club that has to play smart and play quick against the size and speed of Carolina.
And talking to Denny today, I mean, the amount of time he spends in charitable, he's part of the fabric of this community as well. And just his whole life spent here at Louisville in the college coaching as a nice farm. You weren't invited out there, were you?
75 acres, and his latest interest out there is a new Labrador Retriever that Denny is training out there.
A lot of campers.
They're like, those dogs are a lot like a rat. You got to give them room to run.
Hey, look how they handle this. Beautiful ball fake. Send it in, big guy. The big fella did it in.
He had Owens back door, but then they covered the pass, so he took it himself.
Great poise and preparation. Bill Guthridge looking at tape and knowing where to put the players.
On top, Dean Edward. The swing for the right side, Rashad Brooks.
And Brooks can shoot it. They're going to stay at home on him.
Tony Williams swings it for Edward as he drew the defense. Had a touch. Maybin trying to help out. On the floor over the baseline. It'll stay with Louisville. They'll have 32 on the shot clock.
Melendez in there now. Ended up touching it out of bounds. Pretty good with the basketball. And not a bad shooter either.
Let's listen to it, Bill.
That hurts. Wow. And a quick jumper at the other end got Carolina the ball.
You know, I'm 47 feet away, and I'm intimidated right now.
Well, that's what he's got to do. I think if he look at this little screen across to get him to the box. Nice screen down by Capel.
Melendez checked in the last time out. How uncertain did he look on that shot?
And
he couldn't make up his mind.
He's got a pretty good stroke. I think he was trying to be a team player first. And wow, Brooks, whose Mom Diane had a birthday. I feel like Phil Rizzuto here. Did make sure you tell Mom?
Yeah, but
that's the best.
You are watching the game, though. Here's Capel on the dump down, the fade. And a little too strong off the glass.
Say, Jason's confidence right now is at the highest level I've seen him. You mentioned the injuries, the off-season back surgery, but now playing a variety of positions and able to do some damage. Here's the pop out by the center. Now it opens up things in the lane. And Capel, who we've seen make outside jumpers, penetrate, now gets that body.
Tony Williams on that foul. Capel at the line, a 77% shooter. Back surgery March 2nd. Had a couple of herniated discs. And he's come back for his sophomore year looking so strong. Actually played in a lot of pain last year. Despite all the problems, he was only held out of 8 games last season. 25-22 Louisville. There's a triple trap on the right side.
Well, you know, that's a breakdown defensively. Good hustle, but didn't communicate.
Yeah. Well, if anything, too many guys to the ball.
Right.
Nate Johnson, the shot fake, the pull-up.
Got it. And a Camden.
You love those jersey kids.
Well, they've got a connection here. Milt Wagner, Kevin Wall, Billy Thompson. And Milt's son is one of the great high school prospects, too, back there in Jersey.
Capel
up in the air. And
thought about the shot, but then Haywood had his back turned.
And he was going to rebound.
9 Carolina turnovers. And, Bill, this is the schizophrenic nature of this club we've seen all year long. There's a sweet kiss off the glass. I remember a game in Maui when they turned it over 17 times in the first half and then only twice in the second half.
Well,
and this place is erupting.
And Louisville forces 24 turnovers. You need composure, and that usually quiets people. Nylon for Max.
Max Owens with 7 now. 29-25. 8:20 before halftime. We have seen some offensive show in this game so far.
And nice little screen to get Johnson a good look.
Too strong on the turnaround, and Haywood will rebound it. Straight ahead, Melendez. He'll take on his man Williams. One-hander won't roll for him. Nate Johnson the outlet. And here comes Rashad Brooks.
Bob, the problem with that shot, nobody was around the rim. And it's not a bad shot if you got people at the pin.
Williams way short. Deion Edwards. A second chance. Well, I thought they might get him for over the back, but he kept
not a good
doing it
look.
without contact.
Numbers.
3-on-2, Cota. Melendez. Cota deflected by Maybin. As Marcus felt his way down the lane to deflect that ball out of bounds.
May have been an overpass situation there.
The under 8-minute timeout. Bill Guthridge watching a frantic pace on the road here. And in Louisville, it's the Cards by 4.
Put a little play in your day. Scratch-offs from the Kentucky Lottery. More games, more fun.
That was interesting.
The all-new Volkswagen Jetta. Sometimes everything just comes together.
ESPN Sports Century's 50 greatest athletes, as determined by our outstanding panel of historians, broadcasters, and journalists. Now, the final 4. Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth. All undeniably brilliant, but who will wear the crown as the greatest athlete of the century? Numbers 4 and 3 tomorrow at 10 on ESPN. Numbers 2 and 1 Sunday at 5 on ABC. Presented by General Motors.
29-25 Louisville over Carolina. You won't believe the shot stat we give you in a minute in terms of attempts. How about this bowl game, though? The Alamo Bowl, Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern. Number 17, Penn State. Number 13, the Aggies of A&M. That's the Sylvania Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. LeVar Arrington led the Lions to a 9-3 season. Aggies were 8-3. Coverage begins with bowl game night at 7 p.m. Tuesday, only on ESPN.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
One of the few times Joe Paterno is going to be home on New Year's.
Yeah, Penn State.
A little mistletoe.
Expected to challenge for the championship. Yeah, he brought that mistletoe over to us.
Yes.
And I was about to call you for the lean-in.
I wouldn't violate
you. You were violating my space.
Nice rebound by Capel.
Capel staying with it. Goes underneath. Maybin had a grab. Capel rejected again by Deion Edwards. I'll tell you, these officials are letting them play. Gerald Boudreau, Curtis Shaw, Ted Valentine. Well off with the three as Reese Gaines, the freshman point guard.
Nice hustle here. What a read. Beautiful by Edwards.
And it goes off the glass from Quentin Bailey.
Well, they steal and the quick hit against Bill Guthridge's guys. They've got to value the basketball. This is the kind of play you can run, but you got to make sound judgment. Screen, and then they pick as Lang gets to the ring.
Cota, he can score when he has to. That's his first basket. 1,025 points in his career, and he's the only first ACC guy ever with 1,000 points, 400 rebounds, and over 800 assists.
A little 2-3 zone here. He is a load, though, Cody. Remember Maui? He'll score when they need to score.
Right.
He's one of those guys that'll be quiet for a half, then step up.
Skip over the top, shot clock at 10. Yeah, folks, there is a shot clock tonight. Maybin short, Capel the rebound. Tarheels with Cota. Kind of head manning that ball straight ahead, and Joseph Forte with a half dozen.
Quality attempt there. Good pull-up jumper.
Back to 2 very quickly. 6:10 before halftime.
Bob, like you, Forte has great composure. He never changes expression.
Lang able to rip down a rebound. Again, Chris Lang is playing hurt.
When he's ready at the end of the year, he's got a good inside presence with the jump hooks in both hands. And just limit his time with the shin splints. Not a good look.
Yeah, shooting the gap there, Reese Gaines to get the deflection. 18 on the shot clock when the Tar Heels baseline the ball in. Denny Crum will use his first timeout. 5:48 before halftime. It'll become a full timeout. And less than 6 minutes from the break, Cards 31, Carolina 29.
Hank here's been selling hot dogs for over 20 years. He remembers when they were under $1.
Ain't much you can get for $1 now.
Unless you dial 10-10-220. Then all calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents and just 7 cents a minute after that. I told you, remember?
I thought you had taken too many hits. But then I dialed 10-10-220. And Doug is right. I dial any day, any time. And I can talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. Thanks, Doug.
Hey, anything for a pal.
Great. Hey, can you sign this for me?
Sure.
10-10-220.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump.
Come on now, Phil. Let's talk about this.
No, I'm really serious. I'm going to do it this time.
Look at me, Phil. Right here. You and me. Let's just talk this out. You have friends in here that love you.
Hey! You guys got a fridge full of Bud Light.
Phil, we've made a lot of progress. Gotta go.
What?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You got a plunger? Oh, man.
The King brothers, separated at birth. George King went to a family that subscribed to fishing magazines. James's family subscribed to the Wall Street Journal. 28 years later, George lives with his parents, while his brother James started a B2B web company and went public with a record first-day pop. Food for thought, especially since you can get 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal for just 57 cents a day. That's 25% off the regular rate. Call 800-719-4900. That's 800-719-4900 for the Wall Street Journal.
Denny Crum has been to 22 NCAAs. He's won 42 games. Only Dean Smith with 63 and his mentor, John Wooden, with 47, have won more NCAA tournament games in history.
So many impressive things about his credentials. The 6 Final Fours, the 2 NCAA championships. By the way, 71% record.
20th anniversary of the 1980 champs in a couple of months. A club that went 33-3 for Denny's first national title.
And Carolina has to find a pace, Bob. You're going to push the ball, but control it just a little bit. Here's the lob.
Nobody can deal with Haywood until the ball gets down to the floor. How about that play? Maybin leads it, gets it down. From Quentin Bailey.
He can elevate. Nice look by Bailey. Marques can eat it up. There they switch the exchange on the baseline screens.
You know, that play was made by Reese Gaines at the other end, too.
They are on top of the game. Nate Johnson helping out, but this is just sloppy basketball and the ability to get on the floor to set this up. I mean, he can really get up with the best of them. Sit it in. I usually say big fella, little fella.
Marques barely had to deflect that ball to get into the iron. Carolina will throw it in.
He almost ran into an assistant coach by the name of Pat Raftery. I know he's got to be very intelligent over there.
Raftery.
I told him somebody must have misspelled it or stayed up late that night when they got on the boat.
I tell you what, he had 5 pretty good years at Midland, Texas Junior College as a head coach before joining Denny Crum's squad here.
So they are just fronting. I think they've got to do a little more screening. Haywood's got to move and get himself free. There he is. They screen. They got him. They go either side.
Backdoor Lang. Did you see Ed Cota put the brakes on there? How many guys can do that without traveling? Not too many.
He also knew the screen was taking place, so he didn't get in too deep. Just beautiful inside screening. Carolina does that. They're going to get more touches around the box.
Arms out Forte. Dribble penetration. Way short. A touch for Haywood. Ball rolls around him.
What hustle.
It's shot clock violation.
They're going to say violation?
Yeah. Everybody forgot about the shot clock. It never got to the iron, according to Curtis Shaw.
I think he's going to say it did.
All 3 officials to the table now conferring at midcourt.
They said it did hit the rim.
So that gives Carolina a fresh 35 seconds.
Must have been slapped up to hit it. I don't think it was a shot. Then he comes pretty under control on the sideline generally. Let's see if Haywood keeps active now. I think it's important. He and Lang bang that high-low. Here's a high pick.
Lang setting the high pick. He rolls, looking for Forte, but they deny him. And then Booker, who just checked in, back to Cota.
Nice little box-to-box, though, by Haywood that time.
Lang and Booker way out of their ranges, respectively.
They are doing a marvelous job inside. Look at this step through.
Right through 2 fellas. Can't roll it in. Haywood had a chance. Here come the Cardinals. Down to Johnson. Nate, fade away.
Good touch and a foul. Well, a lot of people expected this more often from Nate Johnson. This is as good as I've seen him play. Live or on tape. Getting out, filling the wing, had the guide hand up to make sure the dribble to the center to eliminate. I'm not so sure where he got hit, maybe from the rear on that particular one, but a chance for 3 from Nate to State. Terrific outlet, but he can get him up and down. You see a little push initially. That would have wiped the call out, so they must have called it from the rear. Unless they gave it to Booker.
Yeah, they gave it to Booker. His first. He'll take a seat. Max Owens back for the Tar Heels.
Is to make it so they can set the press up, but here Brenda doesn't squeeze the apple.
Yep. Backdoor alley-oop, and Haywood grabbing his man, Nate Johnson on the way up.
Well, they look sharp. They look into the game, Louisville. And Carolina not reacting as well as you would expect, particularly around the glass. What a look off the jump shot. Guys will say, I didn't see you. You can see everybody. And who was free once again? Nate Johnson.
Well, after that hangover from the Kentucky game last weekend, they took care of Tennessee State, and evidently the engine got tuned up nicely. Bill Guthridge calls a timeout. Denny Crum's club ahead by 6 right now. 4:24 before halftime. Sports Century's 50 Greatest Athletes Countdown continues. Number 4 and 3 will be unveiled tomorrow at 10 Eastern on ESPN. And then we switch to ABC Sunday at 5 Eastern. Number 2, number 1 will be announced. I think here in Louisville, they'd love to see Muhammad Ali, the native son, but it could be him, Jim Brown, Michael Jordan, or Babe Ruth. Be sure to tune in to see if you agree with the ESPN panel of experts. And for more, but not the answers just yet, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network. Go.com.
Who's your guess, Bob? Muhammad?
Probably.
His impact both in the ring and out of the ring?
Well, and I want to get out of this town alive, so I say definitely Ali.
Well, at least you don't have to fight him, right? Yeah, Nate makes it. They can get their excitement going. See if they get on the bed. No, they stay off the basketball now.
Nate Johnson with 13 first-half points.
Straight up man, they'll snip out and occasionally double. Now they go back. think they just keep screening. They're going box to box with Haywood. You can just see the help. Johnson sniffing back there.
Tobiah Hopper fronting him right now. Owens, the catch, the shoot, and the three.
And that's got to help because you can ball reversal a little bit better because they'll run out. You maybe get some touches for Brendan Haywood.
Max Owens averages 13. He has 10 now in the first half to take some of the scoring load off of Forte and Capel.
One of the notes I wrote down is zone can be effective against Louisville. If they don't make shots, you get out and run. You make shots like this, though, you get a little nervous staying in the zone.
Quentin Bailey having a big night. 2 over his average. He's got 8 off the bench. 38-32 Cards. 3.5 before halftime.
Ed Cota really protects the ball. He dribbles high, but in traffic, he's very good controlling it.
Forte with Haywood posting up. Again, Tobiah Hopper fronting him. Nearly a 5-second call.
But they never got the reverse guy. That's what happened. They looked to the top and nobody was there.
Haywood catches it. Backdoor Capel. Mismatch with Maybin. Jeff too strong with it. And the rebound ripped down by Nate Johnson. And he's fouled in the backcourt by Jason Capel.
Yeah, not a good one. It's a little nickel dimer. You got to turn and run back. It's somewhat flustered right now as Bill brings his troops to him. They've got to get the composure back.
The under 4-minute timeout. Marques Maybin doing some skywalking here in Louisville.
It seems like they were thinking about it from the beginning.
In the 1930s, they built their first safety test vehicle.
In 51, they patented front and rear crumple zones.
In 1960, they patented their safety steering system
and pioneered anti-lock brakes in 78.
In 1997, they built a more crash-compatible SUV.
Now they have vehicles with 8 airbags.
Because one thing has always been most important.
They've taken our shirts, our razors. They've even taken our underwear. We don't wear their undies.
Well, sometimes, but just for fun.
And they've moved in on our aftershaves. But here's one that's definitely just for men. New Whitewater from Old Spice. It's fresh. No, fresher than that. That's it. Sharing's fine. But with aftershave, let's keep it his and hers.
To prove the power of interstate batteries, today I'm racing the family cruiser with my family and a couple of close friends. Currently, we're running third. Make that second, and the battery's doing just fine. Joe and Norm are catching a few rays. Junior's enjoying a race of his own, and looky there, my wife's getting a full makeover. Heck, we got us a regular family outing here.
Interstate, the official battery of the family car.
Flip.
In Hawaii, UCLA are trying to bounce back from a tournament loss to Colorado State, playing South Florida. The game was tied until Nick Barnes would get ahead of the field, dunked the ball. UCLA went out by 8, but South Florida's rallied, only a 2-point game, 4:11 to play. Bob, Raf?
Thank you, Chris Fowler. South Florida favored to win the national division of Conference USA this year. But how about the American division where Louisville plays? Cincinnati picked first, then DePaul, then the Cardinals, then North Carolina, Charlotte. That division absolutely loaded. 10 Carolina turnovers in the game. Louisville has not given it up once. And the Ville has the edge coming off the bench.
That's one of their concerns coming in. They provided a lift for them, good solid hustle, and also making shots to the run out. They would have had Williams if they were patient.
Quentin Bailey has 8 of those 14. They go deep. There's Tony. He'll wait for the secondary break now. Back on top for Reese Gaines. They have really moved the ball quickly tonight. Great position, and that's Maybin at 6'3". What's he doing in there?
Well, he can elevate. You've got to make sure if you're a guard. In that case, Joseph Forte has to check him. Here's the exchange baseline to switch.
You know, his coach calls him a scorer without the ball. We just saw one of the indicators of that. Forte, quiet first half, but he can explode, and that's 9 for the wonderful freshman out of Greenbelt, Maryland. He, of course, played at Zamatha.
Looks you right in the eye, too, Bob, and knocks it down. This is the end. They've got to force Louisville to pass the basketball. They're not happy in a patient offense.
Tobiah Hopper with the 2, just inside the arc. His second basket coming off the bench. He's averaging 4, and that's how many he has. And the Louisville bench, a big story in this game so far.
And Tobiah, 36% coming in, drilling jumpers.
I mean, he has just come out firing. Hopper has taken 5 shots, making 2.
Look at the help again. Nice read by Williams. They say it's over Haywood.
Yeah, Forte stretched him out too far, and that's 11 turnovers.
Bob, you've got to read ahead if you're Joseph Forte. You've got to anticipate that help. Get somebody at the foul line, or swing it, get it to the other side, let them lock the guy.
Well, a great 18 minutes for the Cardinals so far. Look at those numbers. 0 turnovers. And, of course, Carolina can't even score off turnovers because Louisville hasn't given it up.
And Carolina fortunate to be right there with the turnover problems. And once again,
Reese Gaines.
That's his game. They don't get back. Haywood's quick, and now look at his steal.
Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop.
Oh, my goodness.
Marques Maybin. Maybin.
This is like years ago the doctors have done.
These guys a little smaller.
Electrifying, nevertheless.
But
it's a high-low. First time they've got it, and you're not squeezing it. You've got to turn away from the traffic, Brendan.
Nate Johnson on the steal, and the basket. What a sequence for Louisville. 15 for Nate. They've got a 13-point lead with a minute to go.
One of the problems for Carolina, Cody's not making the decisions out here. It's been others. He's got to be careful here. Nice hands by Reese Gaines.
53.3 seconds to go. I thought Denny Crum was concerned that Carolina might explode before halftime, and then his team goes off.
Well, his concerns will be at halftime. Thinking back to the Kentucky game, this is where he's tough, in that lane.
Coda,
and nobody cut in to get free.
Here comes Maybin off the steal!
Oh, my goodness, soaring! That's his game on the open floor.
Carolina timeout. And Bill Guthridge can't believe he has to use one here with 35.3 seconds remaining. A 14-2 Redbird run.
And Coda in the open floor only has 3 turnovers a game, but here wisely letting it go, but he is having a ball, and why not? Marcus in the open floor. Incredible hops, and you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville.
Chris Fowler standing by with our Courtyard by Marriott halftime report. He'll take a look back at the Spartans and the Cats, also right down the road tonight. Well, they got Tobacco Road, and we've got Thoroughbred Road here in Kentucky. Number 16, UCLA battling again. And an update on Conference USA, this outstanding basketball league in which Louisville plays. They will become a staple of ours on Thursday nights again, starting in mid-January, the late game on ESPN.
And Denny Crum, this run, he was lamenting how tough the conference is. And I would agree with him. You mentioned the teams earlier. But right now, Carolina doing things that you're unaccustomed to seeing, somewhat rattled. Therefore, it's Ed Coda who is going to have to get in position to dominate. Make sure they run their sets and get a good one, particularly going in here at the half.
Well, we'll see if the Tarheels can grab something positive here. They are down by 15 all of a sudden. Here's Newby, who just checked in. Owens thought about the 3. Back to Newby. Shot clock and the game clock just about identical on the dump down to Lang. A little grab by Dion Edwards. Not what Denny Crum wanted there.
I'll tell you what, though, they've been very competitive. And they're in good shape with the foul. It's not a bad little giveaway when you think of it, because you got the jump hook in there. So then he's aware he can really inhibit a shot attempt here. They've only, they got 3 team fouls. Let's see if they force another quickie.
Owens on the inbounds play from Newby. Coda working off a high pick from Lang. Good switch there by Dion Edwards. Owens creates his shot. He's got a hang, though. Gets it back. No! He should have shot. And after 20 minutes of play, Louisville uses a whole bunch of turnovers, 14 by Carolina, to turn them into unbelievable scoring. 21 points off turnovers. Chris Fowler, there was a headache after Saturday. They may be erasing that here now.
Yeah, Bob, this is not the same team. It can't be that lost by 29 at Kentucky in the weekend. Cardinals didn't have a single turnover themselves besides forcing all those. Coming up on the Courtyard by Marriott Report.
50 wins will give you games like this. Denny Crum has been around. They came out ready to play. They pushed the basketball, got quick hitters. Their press was effective. They helped defensively by fronting, collapsing, scraping, and then running out. And their shooting has been terrific. Good, solid action. And Marques Maybin, one of the high flyers, send it in, little fella. And he can soar with the big guys. So right now it's composure. I think Ed Coda's got to get the ball back. You can see this Louisville trio with solid understanding in all aspects of the game. But what happens with Carolina, Coda gives it up, he doesn't get it back. I think they got to run, nothing, give it back to Ed Coda, let him get them organized.
There are some amazing numbers from the first half. We'll show you some of the basics in a moment. I'm amazed that Louisville took 21 more shots than Carolina did and did not have a single turnover.
Remember Carolina's storied comebacks now. You've got to play 2 halves, and Louisville off that Kentucky thing, they've got to be thinking a little bit about it.
Well, nobody knows that better than the home team after shooting 3 for 27 against the Wildcats on Saturday. Here's Forte. Coda trying to flash by Nate Johnson. Left-hander, nicely done.
That actually was a good trip. Patience, ball reversal, a prying dribble, a little kiss with the left. This is where they got to force Louisville to be patient. Not comfortable running your offense, according to Denny Crum.
Well, they're not a power half-court team, so they have to use their quickness.
Not size, and they don't have the point guard. That's one of his concerns.
Nate Johnson, shot clock at 10. That's a very tough pass. How'd they keep that one? Shot clock at 5 now. Leaning in, scoring, Tony Williams.
Big goal, hung with it. And he's got to learn to use that dribble a little more effectively. He's got such a sweet stroke, could set it up.
Forte the drive from the left side. Marques Maybin a bit of a hand check, trying to stay with him. First half numbers. Yeah, Carolina shoots better percentage-wise, but 21 less shots than Louisville. And look at the turnovers and the points off. That's about all you need to know in the first half.
And by only 3 personal fouls in that first half, that's a problem. Carolina normally gets to the free throw line frequently.
Yeah, Carolina normally has more makes from the line than their other opponents have attempts. Coda, traffic, Haywood. Cardinals knocked it out.
And twice now he's been able to get around the rim, though. So it's a little something different that they weren't doing in the first half. Adjustment so important in college basketball. And right away, Benny not liking what he's seen going for Quentin Bailey.
Well, Bailey, one of their undersized forwards, a good playmaker. They love him on the offensive glass. Here's a kid who's a walk-on. He replaces Nate Johnson. He turned down several scholarships because he wanted to play for Denny Crum in his hometown.
Nice kick out.
Owens. Well, a little long, but Capel gets the long rebound. You never know where those threes are going when they hit iron like that.
It's usually the advantage to the shooting team.
Coda from Forte. They reverse rolls. Capel, and he is shoved underneath. Carolina brings it and powers it down the floor here a couple of times.
Well, using their size, their composure, I'm sure Bill said, hey, we've got to play our game. Push, but once you get over the timeline, let's run our stuff. The big thing when you got a guy like Ed Coda, it's a coach on the floor. Give him an opportunity to manage the team.
Second foul on Dion Edwards. Capel at the line. One of the great basketball families. Jeff, of course, a star on that Duke team from 93 to 97. Of course, Jeff Sr., the head man at ODU.
Kept Mike Krzyzewski smiling a few times, huh, Jeff?
Mm-hmm. Jason has 9 now, and Nate Johnson, after a quick breather, checks in, back in for Quentin Bailey.
That was a dialogue substitution. He stood up there with Denny Crum, went over a few things. Big trip, I think, even though it's early right now for Louisville. Force them to use clock or rush a shot. It's in Carolina's favor. Here's the old UCLA, the shuffle fit, and here's the screen down for Maybin.
Maybin, he'll take the 16-foot jumper.
Nice little play.
They're just not missing when they get good looks tonight.
And not a good reaction defensively by Carolina.
Here's Coda.
Look at the help again.
Haywood just bumped from behind. There was definite contact there as Reese Gaines, the 6'6" freshman point guard, came crashing from the weak side.
And Louisville running their stuff that last trip. I think it's very important that they get good shots and also balance the floor, protect for runouts. Nice cut. Oh, my goodness. Joseph. Great look by Capel on the out of bounds.
54-41. So out of halftime, 3 baskets for the Tarheels, 2 for the Cards so far. And we're just over 2.5 minutes out of halftime. Maybin being watched by Owens.
Good show by Haywood now.
Tony Williams, a quiet night. But the other guys are doing their job.
Oh, you got to get that.
Deion Edwards getting it back. Now, you talk about guys adjusting shots. Brendan Haywood adjusted that entire play, resulting in their first turnover of the game. They played nearly 23 minutes without giving it up.
It's just utterly incredible. Haywood's got to do a better job rebounding, though, to make this a good Carolina team. Should have given him the second opportunity. There's the back screen, Lakota.
Forte, quick off the catch.
Oh, what a touch. Wow. That's individual ability. A little kiss rattler.
And he had it high off the glass. They're back to 11. And remember, that's the first time they've had a chance probably to score off their defense. I mean, 3 minutes into the second half, and they get their first points off a turnover.
Little step-and-go offense right now. Little zipper cut, screen down, pop out by Johnson. Look at this.
Taken away by Capel.
Should have dove on the floor right there.
Haywood, Coda, Owens had a chance to get it back to single figures, but he did draw the foul, and we've had a definite early second-half momentum shift take place.
And Williams had to give away for Denny Crum's guys, but that's all off the defense. Good, solid half-court pressure by Bill Guthridge. I mean, he's been in too many situations to know that 15 is not insurmountable. Dave Hannah's alongside, of course, Phil Ford. At halftime, I would have been tempted to put Phil in the game, though. I was 15 down. Get out there and run the show. Ed Cota off the ball.
Phil Ford used to be number 1 in assists with 753. Cota over 950 now. He has roared past Phil. 4th best all-time in the ACC, and that's a league that's had some wonderful point guards. Max Owens with a dozen. 54-45.
A little 2-3 look now. This is a little bit of a gamble. Louisville does not shoot the ball great. Although first half you could have refuted that statement. When you're looking for a long jumper, everybody has to rebound. You go the other way.
Entry pass on a bounce. Bailey, Hopper. He'll skip it over the top. Point guard Reese. Reese Gaines, left-hander. And he draws the contact on his way in.
And nobody was at home right there. You see Haywood getting a little bit of a blow. Turn the corner, good prying dribble. And that 3-second lane, if you don't step up, you can finish or deliver.
Jason Capel with his third.
Reese Gaines, now here's the penetration. Lang tries to cover the wing, and you see nobody in the middle as Capel tries to help out from his left spot on the floor.
Reese Gaines out of Madison, Wisconsin. His dad, Clyde, played for the Badgers back in the early 80s. A half dozen for this poised freshman who's having himself quite a night with his size and those long arms. Marques Maybin has been a sharpshooter. Maybin, it's more than maybe. He's got a dozen.
Which Sports Center do you watch? Mornings, evenings, late nights? Only on ESPN.
In feature films, the production assistant gets stuff where it needs to be.
A dozen glaze, a dozen chocolate.
So my car is pretty much my office. Last week, I moved a flock of geese and 25 bowling balls. In 8 days, I drove about 1,000 miles. Some people may have a window office or a corner office. Me, I've got a window office that corners.
The hard-working Saturn SL.
Julie, what's your 20?
I'm in the car.
Oh, it's awful cold.
Poor baby.
He'll be up all night.
Coffee.
Sneezing.
No way, he'll be up with the chicken.
No cold hands in the morning. Sorry, girls, but he's getting NyQuil.
You need relief.
So I can rest. And when he wakes up, he'll be ready to go.
Good morning, ladies.
NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest and have a good morning medicine.
Ooh.
Thinking about hair loss?
You like a toupee, sir?
Excuse me?
Would you like some pate?
No, thank you.
Well, now there are effective FDA-approved treatments for men's hair loss. Millions of men have already started using them. So what are you waiting for?
Doesn't look good, does it?
Call your doctor today or call 1-800-49-MERC to find out more.
It's only halftime.
Merck, helping make hair loss history.
OT in Hawaii, UCLA trying to hold on against South Florida. It's been a tight overtime, but here's Jerome Moiso. That's it'll move. Lefty follow-away, knocks it down. Bruins hit their free throws down the stretch, win it by 5 over South Florida. Fellas?
Upset brewing in that one for a while, but the Bruins take care of it. Thank you, Chris Fowler, Bob Carpenter, Bill Raftery here at Freedom Hall, Louisville. And the Best of Sports Center, 1999, coming your way tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern. Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott. Then at midnight, ESPN The Magazine. Next, Jay Moore will host this show and research who will be the next breakthrough athlete in the world of sports. And for more, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network. Go.com.
Chris Fowler will be busy during the holidays, huh?
Yeah. Pulling a little hoops duty tonight to get him ready for the conference season.
Well, that's nice to get a feel for what really counts.
Coda for Forte. He's getting a feel, but that one couldn't quite go down for him. And Tobias Hopper clears off the Louisville rebound.
And nice set play, too, Bob.
Maybin finally misses. Owens, the outlet Coda. He'll survey the situation.
Let's see if he gets it back. And they get a little offensive foul. Now, down underneath Smiley, I think, banging with Haywood.
Might have been Tobias Hopper with a little grab.
Okay.
That'll be his first. They'll set up the inbound play here. Coda, the trigger man. Owens up high, working off a Chris Lang pick. Who's going to move to the ball? Finally, they find Lang.
They always have a bailout guy. Maybe with the assignment of Forte, who's very good without the ball. Keeps active. Here they automatic switch.
Freshman guarding the senior point guard there. Forte always looking to penetrate.
Nice look. See what happened? Coda touches it twice.
Chris Lang from Coda, and Chris his first basket.
And that was because of Forte's activity caused all that problem.
Maybin thought about stroking that one. I think what's happened here, it appears to me, Billy, that Carolina's taken Louisville out of some of that offensive rhythm they had. Great look. Hopper from Reese Gaines.
And you see, Haywood was never in his stance. He wasn't in position to play and help and also to recover. Had to be a little bit quicker reacting.
Owens dribbling through the double team. Forte angles it near side for Coda. Cardinals back on top by 11. And Lang made a cut down the baseline. The ball thrown behind him. And for North Carolina, 16 turnovers.
The ability to get into the lane, so important. Reese Gaines is going to be a great player. You see here now, no recovery either. He actually turns the wrong way. But the penetration has to be contained and also quicker reaction by the big guy.
18,000 plus clapping in unison here at Freedom Hall. Hopper.
I don't know. See, you can't keep making those. Good hustle.
What a good save. Kevin Smiley. Maybin forcing his way in.
Tell you, they are just taking it that time at Lang to Carolina. I mean, loose balls coming up with. Generally an energized team. Carolina lethargic. A lot of subbing right now. Bill Guthrie's looking to find people because they're being out-hustled. You generally don't say that against a Carolina team.
Capel will come back. Sergeant Peppers will join him as Julius goes to the table. And it'll be Marques Maybin, one of the veteran leaders on this club.
That's an area they've improved. Best in 10 years free throw shooting, 71%.
How about that?
For Louisville. You mentioned the turnovers over the years with the lobs and things of that sort. I bet they've never had a zero turnover unless it was against somebody that could decimate, not a team of this level.
Yeah, they've always played sort of a high-risk, high-flying offense, and they're going to throw the ball away. Maybin with 13. He's had a couple of 20-plus games this year.
And here's the press right after the free throw. Looking to snip. Here's the double. Got to hit a post guy. They got to get it over. They only got 3 seconds.
Now they get it over with about a second and a half to spare. Capel into the arms of Forte. Oh, look at that steal. Reese Gaines, look out here.
Just a simplistic release. What a promising look at what a wonderful read off the dribble. by Gaines. Here comes the double again. Look at the rotating Bailey in the middle.
Penetration by Capel. Owens, the pull-up. And Forte. Was a Tarheel on the back, or was it a Louisville foul?
I think it's Bailey.
Against the Cards.
I think it was Bailey. They are reacting beautifully defensively, Louisville. Challenging shots, recovering. If you press, you better get back. But there is a gorgeous read, an opportunity basket created off the defense. This kind of energy will get Louisville a lot of wins this year. They got to sustain it during the season. Send it in. Reese Gaines.
The scouting report on that freshman, he disrupts you with his defense. And then offensively at 6'6", he can see over people. That was a beautiful steal.
Does a lot of the dirty work, too.
Tell you what, Tarheels better check their lockers for wallets when they get back in there after this game, because it is a stealthy bunch of Cardinals tonight. 15 steals. Bill Guthridge's team only coming up with 1 steal so far, and we played 27 minutes of this game. 18 Carolina turnovers now.
And even the spacing there, Owens was too close to make that pass. Usually you come out a little bit further, and you've got the entry pass.
Bailey from Brooks. Does a 360. He was fouled on the way, says Gerald Boudreau with a whistle on the other side.
Max Owens, I believe, trying to contain.
It'll be Max Owens with his first.
They are not backing off Louisville. Challenging. The complement of dribbling to the basket has helped their half-court set. Good denial.
Here comes Newby. 4-on-1. Somebody's got to be at the back door. And it's the big fella,
the leader of the band out there, quick, good feet. Really understands this game. A little toughness out there, too. Maybe something Carolina needs right now to get back in. Look at the help, and then he recovers.
Well, they thought they'd get some of that from Ronald Curry this year, but his Achilles injury has him out for the year.
There's the problem, though. They're very small. Peppers was out on the foul line. And without Lang or Haywood, you're going to give up something on the glass.
Tobiah Hopper with 8. Boy, their bench has been amazing tonight. Misfire Newby. Good rebound, Owens. Traffic. He'll go right back with the left hand.
Very nice recovery.
Max Owens with 14. Back to a dozen. 8 minutes out of halftime.
Oh, not a good look.
Better go in.
Oh, look at the follow, though. Rashad Brooks. This is the reaction we've seen all night. Just somewhat a step behind.
They seem like they're coming in waves right now, the Redbirds. 4 fouls on Capel. Obviously not happy about it. That comes with 11:52 remaining in this game. At the line, Rashad Brooks, the JUCO transfer from Cecil Community College in Maryland.
He was number 46 at 40 in the game. He mentions his mom's birthday. He's going to make these free throws.
Well, Mom wants the W more than anything.
Yeah, I would think.
Capel has to sit. Jason with 9 points on the night. Rashad Brooks, 6'1", 205. He's a Maryland kid out of Mardella Springs.
More importantly, of course, we're going to be calling timeout, but this sets up on a make your press.
Can't do it.
Look at the hustle again.
Then again, Tony Williams almost winning it. Just the way his Keith uncle used to. Keith used to wear number 3 here in Louisville. Carolina working the break well now, but for the Tar Heels tonight, too little of this on the road.
I just hope it's healthy.
I hope they're playing land safely.
I don't want to go to the hospital anymore.
I wish I could get my email out.
I wish my network had more bandwidth.
I hope we get 1 million hits.
I wish they had a cure.
I wish I could have done more.
I wish I had more time.
Agilent Technologies. Dreams made real.
Gerda?
No.
Gidget?
Nope.
Nanook? Pandora?
Nah.
Hunting slugs and snails with me.
Parenting. The next big thing from the McKinneys. LS. The next big thing from Saturn. Room for parents. Room for kids. Same dent-resistant doors.
Please welcome the Executive Vice President of West Coast Operations, Steve Doppelt.
Well, evidently Cardinal red, the hue of the evening here on the 23rd of December. 63-51 Cardinals.
And Bill Guthrie's seen red because of the continuing difficulty of being out-hustled. The Hopper coming a long way. A little kiss knockdown at the end of that. But you normally see Carolina reacting, responding. And that's the part of the game that they've got to get going if they're going to get back in it. Only down 12. It's not insurmountable, but if you don't expend that effort, you can see those points there. You're going to have some problems.
Peppers will throw it in off the inbounds play for Haywood. Brendan back in there, leaving it for Forte. Good dribble around Dion Edward to clear the timeline. And then Edward with an unnecessary foul, 40-some feet from the basket.
Continued it too much. And the one thing with the press, if Carolina is smart in their approach, I think they can find the post guy and get a layup. Also, if it's not there, bring it back out because they're starting to try and find some things against Louisville's defense.
That's a bad spot to get your third foul. And to the line, Forte, 76% at the line. Wow, not really close. Off the miss, Rashad Brooks will run. A quick trigger. Nate Johnson with 18, his first basket of the second half.
That's the way he started the game. They get their press organized, and they're having problems, Carolina.
This is a Louisville team without conscience tonight. They might as well take the shot clock and put a blanket over it.
And Gervin doing a good job here extending Cota out. Here's a side pick and roll.
The ice nephew cometh, huh?
Yeah, he sure does.
Forte.
He's not afraid to light it up. Good penetration.
Nice pull-up. Can't go for him. Peppers. Loose. Rebound. Picked up Caleb Gervin. Man to his left. Yes! Rashad Brooks.
Tell you what, they are filling lanes. Well-schooled. Scott Davenport was going through some of the Carolina stuff today. He's all pumped up. One of the assistants. They have been solid in their approach all game long.
Biggest lead by the Cards. 17. Peppers. The catch. The patience. The basket.
He understands the game. Good feel. Bill Guthrie's actually saw him in high school. Down there with Lang.
He's got 5 and 4 of those since halftime. Coming off the bench tonight in the limited minutes. He's going to hand check Nate Johnson here.
And there's that little duck in, and they put Williams in the box area. That is pretty basketball. Joe Forte relaxed, didn't deny. Duck in work.
Tony Williams with 7.
That's that UCLA cut you hear so much about. Shuffle cut to the basket, the weak side ducks in.
Forte knows he's got somebody open. Cota makes the extra switch. Newby can't get the shot. Forte will take it. Rims out on him. Almost rolled in by Newby.
Numbers.
Johnson gets it back.
Good understanding, huh?
Dion Edward. And he's fouled on the way.
Leave it to Haywood.
Yes, it'll be his second.
Okay, they have not made many mistakes, Louisville. That time they had numbers, didn't work out. Nice fan dribble by Nate. It looks like Edward might be hurt on that play, Dion, over there. Going to put Hopper in for him so they don't waste the timeout. There's Scott Davenport, I mentioned. Ballard High, not a bad program. Still this year, one of the better high schools in the state. They tell me, here's the pump fake, draws Haywood. And right here, as he gets to the goal, must got a follow through to him right there on the left side, huh? His finger must have become dislocated. Just the follow through here, nothing. Yep. Ooh. Have you ever had that?
I wasn't watching.
You look like you have bad hands when a check comes. I figured you got hurt playing baseball or marbles, knowing you.
Oh, you are brutal. Tobiah Hopper the miss. And Tobiah, the senior from Hopkinsville, a young man who did not play high school basketball. Then he went to junior college at St. Catherine's and became an honorable mention All-American before coming here to the U of L.
And Carolina off that Indiana game. And this is just not the kind of performance Bill Guthrie's expected.
Lang, tough catch, nice roll.
And good turn to the hoop. They need some inside baskets.
Carolina running out of time now. Under 10 minutes to go. They're down by 16. Make it 19. Nate Johnson, a 21-point game.
Nate escaped, and they get an offensive foul by Newby, I believe. They get a technical foul, too. Let's see who it's against.
Curtis Shaw comes.
I think it might have been on Gervin. He is on fire. Now watch the ripple of the nylon. A little snap back, Jack. I mean, that's all lace. Oh, my. Put the doily back on the sofa. He has been on fire from the beginning of the game.
Tony Williams gets a tee. And Newby actually picks up 2 fouls on the play.
A little frustration. I mentioned the Indiana game. Bill Guthrie told me that he thought Indiana was one of those teams that was really coming. And ran their screens well, solid defensively, and thought that they would learn his team from that. But tonight now, just not themselves. I mean, maybe the road, the impact, and also the forcefulness of this Louisville team from the get-go. They just went after him.
Williams and Newby the tees after Newby got a foul on the inbounds play.
Possession arrow takes over. They cancel the double foul.
Nate Johnson will throw it in. Louisville with the ball, a 19-point lead, 9:15 to go. Santa's coming tomorrow night. What could be better?
I think Santa came early for Louisville. Now here's the cut. Quick jack. That's not a good one. Nate's on a roll, but that ball.
Cota on the rebound. And the travel down the floor. Caleb Gervin bumping him for his first.
And you said before about Edward as well. You're fouling out there. You're stopping the clock. You're putting a good free throw shooter on the line. 75% for Ed. Make them work.
Reece Gaines back. He's had quite a night for the Cards. Caleb Gervin will take a seat. A non-qualifier last year. Now doing a good job in the classroom. Ed Cota joining some pretty elite company, not only in the ACC, but in Carolina Blue. 4th Tarheel with 1,000 points and 500 assists. Phil Ford, Kenny Smith, Jeff Lebo, the others.
Jeff brought his team back to Chapel Hill, as we noted earlier. Picky Select Company. He's going to have to spawn a few assists out. They're going to get back in. They extend the floor now. They make it a little 5-second ball. Close. Good job by Cota.
74-57.
There's 2 people on the foul line. One go. Look at this cut to the goal by Gaines.
Great look. Haywood, the block from behind, and Denny Crum wanted goaltending.
Nice pass.
Owens. Well, off to the right. There's Lang. Nicely done. Chris Lang, all 6 of his since halftime.
You like your threes when there's a guy at the rim. Ooh, fortunate to get the ball back.
Well, it was Gaines almost turning it over. The ball hit a right spot on the Freedom Hall floor.
The old Boston Garden floor, right? No longer the parquet.
That's right.
And this is
by Hopper.
Gaines? No, Owens. They give it to Owens. This is a nice little play by Louisville. Unfortunately, Haywood in position to dominate. A little back cut. Both guys on the foul line. Gaines thinks he's got an easy one. Nice job by Haywood to run out. And the ensuing 3-point shot. And Chris Lang with the follow.
Marques Maybin back for Louisville. Dion Edward joins him.
I think they're going to keep revving it up now. And Louisville, that is, making them and getting after Carolina with the press.
Well, some coaches, Phil, have a hard time making that decision. Sometimes they'll pull it back too soon, and then you can't turn it back on.
I don't think with Louisville you can do that. I mean, maybe judgment prevails, maybe late. Nice check out by Forte. Williams had run baseline the last foul shot.
Well, Denny Crum will play anybody, anytime, just about anywhere. And this is a game, if they hold on and win it, that could have big-time benefits for his team come March. Haywood, good catch.
By Cota. He's the early day John Chaney, wouldn't you say? Betty Crumb?
Yeah.
John, when he took over after Chaney stayed at Temple, announced to the world he'd go anywhere. Then he had been doing it for a while.
Ed Cota, 5 assists, 6 turnovers tonight.
You're going to get back in it on defense.
Johnson thought about the 3. Didn't like the fact that Lang was in front of him. That's not going to bother Tony Williams. Well off on the miss. And the Tar Heels need to put a run together here. Cota from the corner. That would have been a big 3, but there's Lang with another putback.
See, now this is the lineup. If Lang could play all the minutes, they could do a lot of damage. His shin splints part of the problem and dilemma.
He has 8 this half, 6 of them off of rebounds.
Ooh, offensive foul. I thought Williams stepped through.
Alley-oop. Maybin. Nice look. Tar Heels rotated out, and Nate Johnson found Marques.
Tony was frustrated at half court. Pretty good trap by Carolina.
78-63 Cards under 7 minutes remaining in what would be a major upset, at least according to the rankings. Carolina number 7 this week. Forte, 16 for him.
A tough out because you know he can put it on the floor. Williams right there. Efficient offense.
He was barely off the jet in Maui when he hit 7 of 10 3-pointers in his collegiate debut.
He wasn't looking for a luau, huh?
No, sir. Edward staring at Haywood. Johnson puts it on the floor. Nate.
Nice
great body control.
Nice avoiding the charge, too. Lang at a disadvantage out there. Chris trying to get the puppies moving against a quick-footed Nate Johnson.
Well, Carolina having a hard time making up any ground here. Louisville's offense just steady all night long. They're shooting just 1 miss under 50%. Cota, long. Rebound, Nate Johnson.
Nice look.
Maybin.
Timeout.
Timeout. He was about to tumble out of bounds.
That's one of those where if it goes out of bounds, you say, what did you do that for? Danny Crum gets a break as Marques very alert.
5:57 remaining. This is not the under 8-minute timeout. It is a called timeout.
And this is the ability to see the floor. We see the hustle of Nate Johnson. Once again, Louisville out scrapping. Touchdown. Green Bay, huh? Started Dollar and a nice little call of timeout there before he steps over the end line. They have been sound, used good judgment, and been very competitive.
Speaking of Louisville's greatest athlete ever, Saturday beginning at 11 Eastern, ESPN Classic presents Muhammad Ali Christmas Day Marathon. A 7-hour look back at the great boxing career of Muhammad Ali, including complete coverage of important fights. Ali won the Olympic light heavyweight gold medal in '60, had a 56-5 career record with 37 KOs. How did he lose 5 times? To order ESPN Classic, dial 1-800-CLASSIC or call your cable provider. Now there's the smart bird. He had that thing hanging with Raff and Carpenter earlier.
He used it with the referees. Didn't go too far.
The kiss, huh?
A little kiss. Screen across and then duck to the ball.
Bounce play right back to Nate. Looking for Dion Edward. On the wing. Staley. Maybin. Short. They did everything but finish.
Nice run by Peppers. Drags his guy.
Florida giving it up.
Look at this team play.
Johnson. What an assist by Quinn Bailey. 25 for Nate, who looks great tonight. 82-66 Cardinals.
You should package this one if you're Louisville.
Little Raftery. And a little bit of a nudge in there.
I'll give this to Johnson. He's
going to be on Quentin Bailey, his second.
This is as sound as I've seen Louisville in a couple of years. We've been in this building and on the road with them, and they have not backed off. They've been aggressive, confident on the offensive end, very well prepared, and still coaching over there. He's got a long way to go with this one. But this has got to make him feel awfully good. He thinks his team could get better later. And I think Carolina is one of those teams as well.
Well, I don't think they can bang with Cincinnati. But if they hit shots and play smart and don't turn the ball over tonight like they're doing, they can take care of anybody in their league or elsewhere.
What's crazy, Xavier has that win over Cincinnati. Out in Alaska, Louisville loses by 2 to Xavier.
Right. Go figure.
Yeah.
It's the balance of college basketball. Quentin Bailey, I don't know if he knew he was going to get an assist, but Nate Johnson saw it.
We're still roaming.
Don't like paying roaming charges? Then get free roaming and free long distance with PowerTel's 50-state rates.
PowerTel. Are you tired of routine Western or Oriental cuisine? For a fun, exciting, and healthy dining experience, try Tuhon's Mongolian Grill. Create your own dishes by selecting from the fresh food choices and seasonings. Then watch the expert chefs prepare your food.
Well, I eat here at the Mongolian Grill on a regular basis and started about a year ago. My cholesterol was up, and as a result of eating here, my cholesterol is down to acceptable levels.
For an eccentric, healthy dining experience, it has to be Tuhon's Mongolian Grill in Stony Brook at Taylorsville Road and Hurstbourne Parkway.
Tuhon's Mongolian Grill. It's the most wonderful week of the year.
2 great QBs lead 2 programs on the rise, but one has to fall. The Jeep Oahu Bowl, Hawaii, Oregon State, Saturday at 8:30 on ESPN.
Morning. It's Monday. Monday!
Yeah, it's Monday.
You can love Mondays too. Enter ESPN's Big Monday Challenge presented by Bud Light. Log on to ESPN.com for more details.
Denny Crum has won 2 national championships, 6 Final Fours. How does he do it? He'll play you anytime.
When I was at UCLA, the thing that I learned to recognize was that the tougher the game we played, the more the kids learn from it. So I mean, if you're in a job where you're not secure, or where you're afraid if you don't win 20-some games you're going to get fired, that type of thing, which happens all the time with coaches at our level, why then you probably take a different approach because you're more concerned about the one-loss record.
Well, I can relate to being afraid. He has been teeing it up with the best consistently with terrific success.
Well, he's played Xavier, Georgia, and Alabama, Kentucky, Carolina here. They'll play Utah January 6th before conference play starts.
Well, he knows he's in good shape, but they're a little good use of the timeout. Change the look, a little half-court trap causes a turnover. And this thing at 14.
That was only their 4th turnover, by the way.
Isn't that amazing? Very small lineup out there right now.
They've got to get Capel back in for one more chance. Playing with 4 fouls. Every time it's in a passing lane, there's a Cardinal hand in there.
Quicker, more into it right now, and that's why they're ahead.
Forte on top for Cota. Reese Gaines watching him.
Got to go at the rim.
The entry down to Peppers.
That's the inexperience. He got back on his heels. Nate Johnson's good defensive work.
You know, Bill, every time this time of the year we roll through the schedule, you hear coaches talking about the mental aspect of playing in December. Kids thinking about getting home for the holidays and things like that. Hard to say what effect that has on a veteran team like Carolina, but it's just another one of those things coaches have to think about when they play these very difficult non-conference games in late December.
Well, you talked, Denny mentioned tough teams. You can see the 20 turnovers. I mean, that's not typical Carolina basketball. I mean, they value the ball. 14 turnovers a game is what they average. But I think when Bill grades this out, I mean, Cota, great look, wonderful look as Owens gets free. They're going to learn something. Now, they're going to try and get back in this, but at this point, they don't seem to get enough going in a consistent basis. But this is all part of getting ready for your conference and getting ready for the NCAA, however disappointing it might be.
Max Owens. Carolina picked to win the ACC. Duke, Wake, who we saw early this week with a non-conference win at Arkansas. Maryland and NC State, the top 5.
So right now, if you're Louisville, you've got to be prepared. They've had their problems some games with turnovers, so they've got to be concerned about any half-court pressure or any extended floor.
But everybody I talked to about the ACC think it'll be a very balanced race this year. There will not be an undefeated team like Duke has done recently.
And Duke's playing pretty good basketball, speaking of them.
And they may be the favorite right now after Carolina was chosen in all those preseason polls.
Trying to run their stuff, good screen down. Coda fought Marques Maybin.
Reese Gaines, shot clock at 7.
And they get clear out. See if they can get some help from Hayward.
Nate Johnson for 3.
A settle.
Ball never got ironed. They got to get another shot.
Good call, Bob. A good trip defensively.
Reese Gaines looks confused. He says, what happened? Curtis Shaw says, hey, freshman, the ball's got to hit the iron.
Yeah, he wasn't sure. I thought the glass counted. Maybe in your schoolyard. I think he didn't have any complaint about it. No.
Under the 4-minute mark, Louisville by 13. Coda up top. Haywood, easy flush.
And they have not been able to establish consistently. Now they got their press set.
Bill Guthridge wanted a timeout there. Nobody looked at it.
See if they're going to get their trap.
He had his hands on his shoulders trying to get a timeout.
There's Gaines. They got to keep going at it because they're not accustomed to playing passively. And Denny Crum wisely, I think, although 14 seconds. This could be a nice strategic move for Bill Guthridge. Going at them on the inbound, see if they can come up and shake them up, get a turnover.
3:24 remaining. Cardinals on top, 82-71 as Crum uses his third timeout. Bill Guthridge has 3 remaining. Saturday at 8, Sports Century, 50 greatest athletes. This episode looks back at athletes 9 through 3 in preparation for the unveiling of the top 2 of the 20th century, which will be announced Sunday at 5 Eastern on ABC. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com.
And right now your problem, Bob, if you're Louisville, is the lack of a point guard. Who's going to run it? Here's your 20th anniversary Louisville Cardinals.
Well, the hair was a little longer and the shorts a little shorter. That was a great club, 33-3.
A lot more hair for the coach. A friend of mine, Phil Rollins, is here. His name is going up in the banners for the 1956 NIT team. They're putting names up. They ran out of uniforms.
Reese Gaines. What about the 3?
What a look.
Johnson increases his career high to 27.
What a great job by Haywood to contain. Everybody else didn't match up.
Forte. Baseline right. He blows by Marques Maybin.
And they get inside. They get a push. Is that on Brendan Haywood? I tell you, Forte was at the rim, too.
It'll be on Haywood, his third. And the under 4-minute timeout comes with 3:04 remaining. It's been all Louisville since late first half. They've kept it going beautifully.
Closest he'll ever get to driving any car again is in the Dukes of Hazzard game, racing for home.
The Maglite flashlights, American-made, to be brighter, tougher, more dependable. The Maglite is a work of art that works. A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant gift idea for any occasion.
You know, running your own business is not as glamorous as you think. It takes sacrifice, discipline. If you don't deliver, someone else will.
Okay, can we go now?
Sure.
Self-employment, the next big thing from Mitchell Lee. LS, the next big thing from Saturn. More room, better performance, really dependable.
Wait, change seats.
What?
Just change seats. There, it's better. It's my better side.
It's always about you.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by the new redesigned Saturn S Series.
Hey, Billy, what is the story here?
Well, let me tell you, obviously a math major.
What happened to the tee?
The tee is absent. Well, they were in a hurry to get to the game on time. Let's see if we can help a little bit.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, you're close.
Same to you.
You're close.
I'm sure the English professor isn't looking on or somebody's in trouble.
Here's Maybin charging down the court. The look. Bailey hammered. And you're going to feel it when the defensive end bodies into you.
280 right there. And a smart foul, too, to make sure the shot doesn't go up. But Louisville's nature is to attack. And one of the things earlier today, there was a question by the coaches to Denny Crum, what do you want to do against the pressure, the run and jump? Well, attack. And there was a beautiful distribution of the basketball, but the impact even greater.
Well, New Mexico State leads the Lobos by 3 after New Mexico shocked Arizona the other night.
James Shilla with a shockeroo, huh?
A little post-game dance that evidently didn't rub too well with the people in Tucson, I hear.
Oh, Franny got the little Fred Astaire's going, huh?
Yeah, got a little excited, and I don't think the folks at the McHale Center liked it a whole lot. There's a good win for the Mountain West over that Pac-10 power. Quentin Bailey with 10. Under 3 minutes remaining. Cards by 15 over Carolina. I'm not sure I thought I'd say that tonight. Here's Owens on the penetration, trip from behind. Looked like Reese Gaines went down. They got their feet tied up.
And Owens up quickly.
I mean, when you think about the speed at which these kids play now and the way they bounce up from those floor collisions, they are truly amazing young athletes.
Great shape. And this one is, defensively, you've got to hand it, I think, to Louisville with the fronting low. It frustrated Carolina early. Then you throw the press into the dilemma, causing the turnovers. And for one of the few times, Denny Crum's got to be satisfied with his guys, a lack of composure, handling the ball, and taking Coda out of the game. Couldn't get it back to him where he could make some judgments. But then he knows this isn't over. He's still moving around, moving the salt and pepper shakers around.
Owens hits the second free throw. Brendan Haywood just sat down a moment ago, and this will be about the quietest double-double of his career. 10 points and 11 rebounds for the 7-foot junior tonight.
See, in the old days, when the coaches used to sit around in the lunchroom, they used to move the salt and pepper shakers around X's and O's. It was an interesting way of learning the game. And here's
nobody's moving this peppers around.
No, not right now.
And a timeout called. Sports Center coming up next. Mike Greenberg, Linda Cohn doing late night duty for you tonight. Chris Berman's 2-minute drill just ahead. And Hammer and Hank did some hammering on John Rocker, who's obviously eating his words these days. A milestone for Paul Coffey in the NHL. So we got a little controversy coming your way on Sports Center tonight.
Well, it took the time to get it right anyhow over there. Nice use of the timeout here to diffuse the press.
That's the thing. All the kids home for the holidays from school, if you're going to use the airwaves, get it grammatically correct.
Or spelled correctly, anyway. Let's see how they handle it. They got a free safety and Capel down on the foul line. Everybody else plays a man. Leave the inbounder alone.
2:35 remaining. Lofted over the top. Nate Johnson to Marques Maybin. Fighting off Newby, who bodies up and fouls him. That'll be Terrence Newby with his third. Team foul situation. 10 on Carolina and the Cards. So everybody shoots a couple. Haywood will return for the Tar Heels.
And by committee, Louisville's done the job at the point guard. And then he has to be very satisfied. Different guys handling it different times. They like the 2-guard front, but they'll also play 3 guards out there. So even the pressure is not on one individual.
Well, the Carolina Tar Heels will have a little bit of time off. Their next game, January 2 against Howard. They try to tune up for their ACC opener on the 6th with Clemson. Louisville has 11 days off after this before they open Conference USA play with Tulane on January 3rd. You know, when you're playing like this, Billy, you don't want 11 days off.
No, not at all. And Tulane, how about them? With North Carolina State.
Good win at the Superdome, huh? Here's Owens. Coda. Oh, backdoor pass. Capel. How did he even know he was there?
They get the timeout as well.
Carolina still has two more
left
of those after this one.
They've been using those for years to extend the game.
And Bill, Jimmy Dykes and I were talking about this last night out in Utah. I really think the new timeout rule has kept the flow of the game better as they take the 30-second timeouts down the stretch rather than the extended, sometimes more than 2-minute stoppages in play.
Well, it's plenty of time to counsel your players. I think you've got the buzzwords you use to describe what press, who's on the ball, what type of rotation you'd like. Big thing for Louisville is inbounding and then looking for the next logical receiver. Now, you like to get it back to your guards. They got the 3-guard look with Bailey in there, Gaines and Maybin.
87-74 Louisville, 2:17 remaining. Sports Center straight ahead. We've got an interesting doubleheader tonight. Earlier, Kentucky the upset of number 5 Michigan State, and it looks like another top 10 team will fall to an unranked bluegrass opponent.
Nice to have a guy like Nate Johnson handle the basketball against the press, the backcourt. Good decisions.
Maybin from Johnson, double team.
They're going to use a little clock now wisely.
Etienne Edward put it back out on top. Bailey for Dion. Shot clock at 10.
Well, you don't want to foul now if you're Carolina.
Gaines.
Good pass.
Maybin underneath, and Peppers hammers it.
How about that? You get everything down to 4 seconds on the shot clock, and you get to the foul line with 2. Great preparation, proper position, the step through, the turn, the challenge, and now the square up on the box. And Maybin, one of those guards that can really get up and present themselves.
To the line, Marques Maybin. Had 20 against Louisiana Tech, 23 the other night against Tennessee State. And now 17 against the 7th best team in the land.
Now, Bobby, look over at the Louisville bench. This is the time of the game the assistants are all up coaching. when you're down, they're like south.
Yeah, Scott Davenport pacing back and forth.
And they got the Ramp over there, Pat Raftery.
Pat Raftery. Something about those coaches named Raft. Except that he's on the winning end tonight.
That's right. That's a pleasant way to go home.
Maybin with 18. A minute 40 remaining and a 15-point Louisville lead. Forte for 3. Capel crashing. Loose ball. Reese Gaines and reaching out to foul him, Joseph Forte.
Good giveaway.
They kind of know it now here at Freedom Hall. This is a team unbeaten at home. And guys like Bob Huggins know. And Pat Kennedy knows. And other Conference USA coaches know how difficult it is to come into this storied home of college basketball that's been open for 44 years and win a road game.
And Carolina knows they're a target. Any place they go, the tradition, it's so impressive to play against them and then get a win. Think of the losses this year for Louisville, Virginia Commonwealth, Xavier, and Kentucky.
Yeah.
And these are good wins against Georgia and Alabama, and this one rates up there.
By the way, the last time these two played in Louisville, the score was 27-19 on January 3rd of 1929. Then, of course, because of the low score, the stock market crashed.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's Coda.
Is that the reason, huh?
Yeah.
That was the quarter score.
Those of you who've joined us for Sports Center, it's coming your way very quickly. Here's Maybin. Marques Maybin with 20. The 3 goes down from Max Owens. He has 19.
Timeout.
And Bill Guthridge gets to use his 4th timeout.
Well, what this is preparation, too. You know, at this point, you're not going to win, but you organize your team, you do the right thing, prepare them, and that's why Bill Guthridge called a timeout. What kind of press you want, get a sub in, get them in a situation where they're maybe going to turn it over, but Maybin just awfully strong and just some energy he brings to the floor.
You know, these programs have things in common. 28 NCAAs for Louisville. The only schools with more, Kentucky 40, UCLA 33, and you guessed it, Carolina with 32. Dean Smith won his last career game against Louisville in the East Regional in 1997. Marques Maybin, well, he was still in high school then, having a big game here tonight. With Bailey on the landing with a minute to go here at Freedom Hall. What a wonderful win for the Cardinals to take into the new year. This will really help them in conference play as well.
Got to give them a lot of confidence. They were sharp and made shots early to gain their confidence. It's one of the few mistakes that they made all night.
And they missed 24 out of 27 shots last Saturday in the second half against Kentucky.
It's incredible. You never know who's going to show up anymore in college basketball. And anybody that's consistent's got a shot to run the table.
42.2 seconds from SportsCenter. Michigan State lost at Kentucky earlier today. How about that? Two Kentucky State teams unranked hosting two top 10 teams, and both will fall.
You got to put your suits on and be ready to play. That's what it tells you. Homes of the DP.
They got to run out. Reese Gaines for it. Straight ahead. Here's Nate.
Nate 29. He has just filled it up from deep, a middle game, and right around the 10.
Three rattles down from the corner. Max Owens, that's 22 for him tonight. Coach Guthridge knows his final timeout won't serve a purpose here. Backdoor. Here's Nate.
You don't need this. Okay, don't be silly.
31 for Nate. And how about this? The number 7 team in the nation hammered 97-80. Happy New Year, Louisville.
Came ready to play out of the gate. Solid performance. Defense was outstanding.
That'll do it from Freedom Hall. The final, Louisville 97, North Carolina 80. For Bill Raftery, Bob Carpenter, and for our entire ESPN crew, happy holidays to all of you. Sports